Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the Court of the EDI Jester, and this is a Jester lunchtime special. I like these. Breaking, as they say in the news wallop, right? Breaking. Buy me a coffee. The usual, right? Okay. Breaking news. Oh, the joy of YouGov.co.uk. Who's running this clown show these days? Right, okay, so we've got published today at 9:55 a.m. from the YouGov clown show, a poll, right, okay? So I thought it might be a good idea if we gave this poll some perspective before most people got their hands on it and started writing articles and doing all sorts of doobers with it, which is what will happen, right? So I thought I'd give you my take, seeing as it was sent to me by a lovely person, right? The poll says, what do lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender Britons think the British public thinks of them? You want to do that again? We'll do it again, right? Talk about tying yourselves in knots. What do lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender Britons think the British public thinks of them? Gay and lesbian Britons tend to think the public has a favourable view of them, but bisexual and particularly transgender Britons feel less positivity from the public. What? I don't care. Just leave me alone. This is ridiculous. A new YouGov survey, which I presume we paid for, shows that among gay and lesbian Britons, 54% believe the public has a positive view of lesbian and gay people, with a further 26% believing they take a neither positive or negative view. 1 in 5 think the public have a negative view of homosexuals. Why? Why have you done this? I can't believe it. Right. So they've asked, why do gays, lesbians, bisexual and transgender Britons think the public, I get my head around this. So they've gone to gay people like me and they've walked up, obviously, have they done it in the street or they've gone in the bars and clubs? Where have they gone? Or did they just put up a progress flag and stop everybody that smiled? Well, how have they done this? Right, first off, it'll be a self-selection thing online, won't it? Tell us your thoughts. And so they come up to me and they go, what do you think the public thinks about you being gayer, right? Okay, and I go, well, mostly positive, I would hope. I mean, so what they've done is they've sorted people into sort of like optimists and pessimists. What do you think the public thinks about you, Barry? Oh, well, they hate me. They obviously hate me. I can tell they hate me. How do you know? I get vibes from the ether. This is a ridiculous poll. Absolutely ridiculous, right? And what do you, Barry, think about bisexuals? I think they're greedy bastards. This is just insane, right? And then they go on to go, what do Britons say themselves? So they've asked gay people what they think Britons think of gay people. Now they're asking Britons what they think of gay people. Who authorised this? Well, for their part, the British public expressed more positive views, and here's where the problems start, of the queer community. Around half of Britons say they hold positive views of gays and lesbian people. That's 54%. Imagine somebody coming up to you and saying, excuse me, what do you think about them gays and lesers then? Well, I'm 54% positive. What do you make of gays and lesbians? Well, generally, I think they're a good lot on the whole. What do you make of gays and lesbians? They will burn in hell forever. They must have had some fun doing this. So, well, they said that around half of Britons say they hold positive views of gay and lesbian, that's 54%, and bisexuals, 50%, while 39% say the same of transgender people. A third, or slightly more, 33 to 39%, have a neutral view of each group. I don't give a fuck. Is that what it said? Stop it. Right, okay. What do Britons themselves say they think of gays? What's that about, right? Only 7% of Britons say they have a negative view of lesbian and gay people, and only marginally more have a negative view of bisexuals. How does somebody make that? So think about this carefully for the next question in our very important questionnaire. My question is, what do you think about the gays? Well, I'm generally positive about the gays. And can I just ask, what do you think about bisexuals? Well, I'm 2% less or more positive about bisexuals. I just can't. I'm 7%. I just don't like gays and lesbians, really. You know, what about bisexuals? I like them slightly more. On a scale of 1 to 47, how much more do you like them? 28. It's just rubbish, right? While 7 in 10 Britons say they have a positive or neutral view of transgender people, there has been a 10-point increase in the number of Britons with a negative view since 2021. This is important. And Britons think the wider public tends to have a negative view. It's important, but it isn't important. It's important, but it's just plain wrong. Okay? Now, we then got, here we go, most cisgender, lesbian, gay and bisexual Britons have a very positive view of transgender people, particularly cisgender, bisexual and lesbian women. So it's women that support the trans people most. That's what it's saying, right? Okay? They're asking the wrong women. Right, that's what it's saying. So I presume this was done from a self-selected Dewberry. That's how they usually do it, isn't it? So what are they saying? The results show that there is a clear tendency for people to think that the wider public holds the same view as them when it comes to gay and lesbian and bisexual people. For instance, when it comes to gay and lesbian people, 48% of Britons with a positive view of this group think the public does too. 58% of those with a neutral view think the populace likewise have a neutral view. And 44% of those with a negative view also believe most Britons have an unfavourable opinion of gay and lesbian people. I think the only thing that this tells us is that most of our population is stupid. Why can't I stop envisaging a sort of confused woman in her 50s doing her shopping in Swansea? Well, I don't know really. And then going, is it A? Is it B? I'll go with B. Do you have time to do it? No? Right, okay. Do you have time to do it? No? Oh, thank you, thank God. What do you think about gays and lesbians? Generally neutral? Generally, I feel like Victoria Wood, do you remember? And finally, one more. We've asked you now about gays and lesbians. We've asked you about transgender. And finally, one more question. In the event of a nuclear holocaust, do you think that people are less or more likely to be eating Hellman's mayonnaise? It's just insane. And I'll tell you why. The link, of course, is in the Dubras. Go and have a look. But the simple fact of the matter is that you can't ask this question this way because it doesn't mean anything. And also, the entire poll is done in the language of gender identity, ideology and queer theory, which means it's completely invalid from the beginning. There is no such thing as cis. Okay? No such thing. All right? There is no such thing as cis. There is no such thing as the queer community. There is no such thing as the transgender community. Right? So transgender is a collective noun, like vegetables. So I would ask yougov.co.uk, what it is, which ones do you mean? Who are you talking about? Be precise. Break it down into all the different categories under the transgender umbrella of Stonewall and its ilk. And once you've done that, go and ask the questions again and leave the LGB out of it. How about that? Why don't we do that poll? But you don't. Why not? Go on, YouGov. You can do it. You could go out the guy and say, right, we've broken down transgendered. So tell me, what exactly is your opinion on cross-dressing? What? What do you think, as a cross-dresser, that other people have a negative opinion of you? Go on, go and do it. Now, you're an autogynephile. I understand that, you know, you were, that's you. Is this you in the photograph? Is it? Is this you in the photograph here, playing with yourself in Marks and Sparks toilets? It is. Tell me, do you think that people have a negative view of you? It's a useless poll. It means nothing. Don't get het up by it. I wouldn't even bother to respond to the LARPers that are going to go, oh, Sammy told you, it's only a small group of right-wing people causing hate. It's not. The concerns about what's going on are very real and people need to wake up and smell the coffee. And shite like this from YouGov does not help. Do better, because this is just rubbish. I'll see you later. Bye.